Hey everybody, XCI here. Welcome back to a blind Let's Play of Witcher 2 Enhanced Edition, and we are wrapping things up. I am going to go and meet up with Triss, and we're going to go and check out what's going on. I feel like that's where I was. In any case, that's all that I have left, and I will prove it. So we have two things left here: the Summit of Mages, and we have the Assassins of Kings. Now, I think I've checked all of this. I have. Let's just do one last check. Yeah, it called out a lot of the leftover missions in the last episode. Thankfully, way faster than I anticipated, because I didn't know what to do with. I was gonna walk away. I was like, I'm done. Time to move on. So I'm glad that happened. Got some cool armor to just switch up, like, you know, the last couple episodes of this game. So let's do this. Hey Triss, how's it going?
Good that you're here. We don't have much time.
Oh, you could have
Seems
cleaned
like
the
we
blood
never
off your
do.
face. I mean, I must have taken
First
days.
we have to get by the guards.
Leave that to me.
Be careful.
I'm always careful.
I was born ready. That's a lie. Get by the guards. I'm just gonna kill them all. Oh, I'm back in this area. Oh my god, this was the area I was looking for. This was the like I was looking for other shoppers. This dude, not this dude. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that's funny. I thought it was dangerous to come in here. I thought defeat the soldiers and enter the Mage's Summit. Oh. Is that all?
The
Hey guys,
Kingslayer!
how's it
Get
going?
him!
Hold on, I almost got my points ready. Hey, ooh, look at that guy doing his like 360s like a champ. Hey, I got 180 swings. What do you think about that? There you go, Chris.
Might have tried to reason with them.
Oh, could I have done
Easier
that?
this way. Trust me.
Path's clear.
Could I have done that?
Can we go?
Maybe I came at them with a sword. No, I shot them with fire. No, they came at me with a sword. Yeah,
Yeah, let's go.
rock and
Everything
roll.
will be revealed at last.
We'll see. We'll see.
Whether you like
If
it
that's
or
good or
not,
bad.
John Natalis, Temeria will be divided.
For the good of the entire North.
The united forces of Kedwin and Redania will end the fighting among the Elder Houses and secure peace from Gorsvelen to Ellender. At present, Temeria is starting to resemble the Pontar Valley.
Which, if I understand correctly, is currently controlled by Edern.
You are mistaken, Radovid. Vergen is free.
Free? What precisely does that mean?
Lawmark is not Kedwin's, and Edern no longer controls Upper Edern. We have rejected Prince Stennis,
King Stennis.
and handed King Henselt's army a resounding defeat.
Your forces, my dear lass, are nothing but a motley array of rebellious peasants and elven brigands. Sooner or later, they will need to
Still
swear
kick your
allegiance
ass.
to someone,
Well, Hansel.
or they will be defeated and dispersed.
The peoples of the Pontar Valley will swear allegiance to me, Queen Saskia. As an independent realm, we hereby speak in favor of reconstituting the Council and Conclave.
You're a lovely girl, but you issue from common stock. The sole crown you are worthy of donning is a wreath woven of wildflowers. Redania will recognize no other coronation.
In that case, you must choose, King Radovid. Will you carve up Temeria, or march on the Pontar Valley? Henselt, last of the line of the unicorns, has sworn to recognize the Pontar Valley as a free realm. Philippa Eilhart witnessed
I know you
it.
didn't want to. I know.
Philippa Eilhart is in my dungeon, awaiting trial for treason.
She was in your dungeon, Radovid, but is no longer. She will sit at my side in Vergen
yeah.
as my royal advisor.
Although, we know that that's not legit. Looking good, girl. Ooh, looking good with Marigold too. I like the whole color combination you guys got going on there. It's really, really nice.
To the matter at hand. The document describing the charter of the Council and the Conclave is, as previously ascertained, an exact copy of the charter found in the ruins on Thanet Island. The more important question relates to the Conclave and its power to designate royal advisors. Today, randomly chosen mages and sorceresses reside at many courts. However, in the time of the previous Conclave, such persons were carefully chosen.
Why shouldn't we pick our own advisors?
These individuals bear great responsibility, Your Majesty. The Conclave needs to be certain they are competent.
And that they will keep the Conclave's interests in mind.
Coordinated.
Obviously, sire.
Yeah, of
The
course.
Conclave's chief interest is the well-being and prosperity of the northern kingdoms. The document has been signed by every member of the Conclave we have proposed, as well as by all but one of the designated advisors. We await only Sheila de Tanserville's signature.
Without our royal seals, you should be allowed to designate advisors to cowherd at most.
That is true, Your Majesty.
Sheila de Tanserville should never be allowed to sign this document.
Triss Merigold,
Here it comes.
you decided to join us after all.
Drop the
De
truth
Tanserville
bombs.
has royal blood on her hands. She can't sit on the conclave.
That is a lie.
There we go.
Have you
Here we
anything
go.
to support these
How's
claims,
this gonna go south?
Marigold?
There are witnesses who will confirm that Sheila de Tanserville was behind the assassinations of Demavend and Foltest.
Officials of the future
Good with
council
that.
and conclave. Sheila de Tanserville should be arrested and tried. If Triss Merigold speaks the truth, Lady de Tanserville will be condemned to death.
Opa, there they come. Rose, they were hanging out.
Sheila de Tanserville, until Triss Merigold's charges are dismissed or refuted, you cannot sit on the Conclave.
Arrest her.
So this guy just, I mean, he sounds like an asshole. He is an asshole, but he's super pragmatic as a leader. I mean,
You
he's
don't
like
know
sort
the
of
whole
playing by the
truth.
book.
Marigold doesn't know what she's talking
I
about.
think, as far as I can tell. Opa, here we go. Here she comes. And done. And mercenary troop done. Jeez. Is this gonna turn into something serious? So I gotta deal with this? That shield didn't help the other guys. How the fuck did it help that guy? Okay, okay. So, two big players using a dragon asset. You know the truth. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wanna take it easy there?
Geralt, we're trapped. Magic's
Trapped.
no good here. I can't get us out.
Defeat the dragon.
Sheila, you have to get Sheila.
Look at that friggin' sculpture right there. Nasty, crazy. Get okay, get Sheila. I think this is not the time to rest. But I mean, when else would I? If I'm gonna do stuff, I'm gonna just swallow some. Here, let's go. Let's go critical effects, and just because I don't know how tough this dude is gonna be, dude dead. Dude, it's all the same. Vigor regen. No, I'm gonna go. Oh yeah. Let's go damage dealt with swords. What's that gonna take me? Oh, I can still take some more. Come on. Let's go with the significant renders. Okay, reducing vitality. No. Okay, and then we're gonna go with Tawny Owl, I think. What's this gonna do to us? No. Wait. Swallow. Let's go swallow. Nah, that's fine. Let's go. Drink it up. Amp ourselves up here. Defeat the dragon. What's going on? Oh, that's right. This takes a while. I never do it, so I never know how long it takes. Let's go. Follow the dragon. Follow the dragon. Where do you want to go, dragon? Hey, dragon. Oh, wait. I gotta get her. Right. She got dropped off
Stand
up
back while
here.
you can, Witcher.
No.
You can't stop me. Not you,
Can.
not anyone else.
Nice. A little bit of a whoop-a. Was it
If I have
God,
to,
game
I
is-
will kill you.
that happened in? I'm really confused right now. I feel like I've experienced this before. Yeah, yeah.
Burn.
Get out of here. Uh-oh. Did I compromise myself? Uh-oh, I might have done it bad. I might have done it bad. What the hell am I supposed to do? Oh.
How
Well,
do you
that
like my
worked.
dragon?
I'm just gonna go. Ow!
Emphasis! Kill him now!
No. Coming for you. I got silver out. Okay, fine. Let's not do so.
You're
Damn
late. I've already managed to stabilize the portal.
You've got nowhere to run. Sooner or later, somebody will find you.
I prefer to leave on my own terms.
Where's Letho?
Synthesis will tend to him, as she will
Who?
to all the fools who get a hard-on at the mere thought of burning a sorceress at the stake.
Where is he?
I don't know, fool. I've been looking for him since Foltest's assassination. Letho cheated all of us. We were deceived by his dull face and sluggish stare. Don't you understand?
A player
the Lord
3 levels
sought a way to
ahead.
get rid of Demavend. That's true.
Damn.
He was a weak, volatile king. Edern would eventually
But
choke
why,
to death
right?
under his rule. We chose the lesser evil. He had to be eliminated, and Letho happened to be at hand.
Foltest? Henselt?
We had nothing to do with that. After assassinating Demavend, Letho used our gold and magical support to find and meet Yorveth. The elf was to help him hide until the matter blew over, or so I thought. The Lodge did not condemn Foltest to die.
Then who did?
Nilfgaard. Letho is the king of liars and emperor of traitors. From the start, he worked for the glory of the great sun and the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. He lied to everyone. Me, Yorveth, your stupid little Triss,
Whoa.
and you.
Got any evidence?
A moment ago, I received a
Yeah, I
message
mean,
from the
I don't
Lodge's
know who to
agent
trust
in
at this
Sintra.
point.
The Imperial army is on the move. They're fording the Yaruga now. Do you think the North can defend itself in the current situation? And can you count on another miracle at Brenna?
I don't know, but you made it all possible and you'll answer for that. The stigma of treason is yours for all
Yeah.
time.
We shall see. For no one will leave this city alive. No
What?
one will tell this story.
Are you crazy?
Philippa controls the dragon.
Oh.
As soon as I
There's a
disappear,
dragon.
it will turn the city into a flaming tomb. We may have lost a battle, but the war is just
Oh
beginning.
boy.
You, however, shall not take part in it. This is your end, Witcher.
We'll see. We'll see.
Farewell!
And 1.
Something's not right. The diamond! Someone replace the diamond! This one's flawed. I'll be torn to bits! Geralt, remove it!
No. No. What do I do if I don't want to remove it?
Diamond. Remove the diamond.
I
I'll
don't
give
even
you
know what-
anything you want.
No. You deserve it.
No!
I can't even look around. I guess I guess. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Opa. Not coming back from that. Witch Hunter. Gee. Okay. Okay. Two silver. Okay. Ow. Ow. Is this actually a fight or a cinematic?
Wonder
It's
how
a
many
fight.
more.
Is it a fight? I don't know. But am I actually? Oh, I am. I am. Okay. Let's hide in the corner. This is tactics. Tactics. Come on. Try to breathe on me from the side. Okay. You can slam me. Here, I doubt fire will work, but I'll hit you with that. Oh. This is great. Game saved. Defeat the dragon. Defeat the dragon. I don't even know how to... Where am I... I guess we'll go this way? No, like what way am I going? Oh, right here? Oh, use. Stop it. Oh, jump down? My potions are running out, god damn it. Oh. Neat. Oh, okay. Pull that up just in case. Let's get ready for this. We got 4 minutes left. We could do this in 4 minutes. Heyo. Oh yeah, it's done. Here, top. That probably didn't do anything. Let's do this one. That's not the one I wanted. And I'm sorry. I know it's not your fault. I know it's not your fault. I know. I wish I didn't have to do this. I know. I'm so sorry, Sasha. I'm sure this will resolve itself. I'm sure it will. Do the jump. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, that. Maybe there's a second one. Skyrim. It happens in Skyrim in the prologue where you run up that tower and the dragon bursts or the thing. You crazy wonderful bastard. I'm so sorry. Well, is she gonna turn back? No. Kill the dragon. Walk away. Oh. I'm not gonna kill the dragon. That's a rule. They can heal this off, right? I'm so sorry. I hope somehow Yorveth is on this. And they'll find a way to solve this. Oh, that sucks. But I mean, Dragonheart and once ain't enough. Play it again with different choice or something. Maybe if you save Philippa gives you a way to for that scene not to happen. This feels so quiet right now. Opa. Yorveth, come on. This is crazy though. Oh my gosh. What do you think you're gonna do? You just don't want her to like freak out on anything? Oh damn, yeah. Hey man, survival. Going at this point. Oh, I just caught it. It was a lizard eye and the whole lizard people. I don't know. That was weird. That's not how it ends though. There's no way. We still have to reach Letho. There's still gonna be some sort of epilogue. Yeah. Has to be. It needs to swing back around to the beginning. The beginning started with Letho and needs to end with Letho. Cuckoo. Okay.
Are you all right?
More or less.
And the dragon?
Dragoness. Saskia's alive.
Oh, no,
wounded and weak from loss of blood.
Oh, alive.
The spell is still working.
Unimportant. As long as Saskia lives, there's hope that we can break it. Besides, I don't kill dragons.
Just any
Philippa
chance.
won't easily give up such a powerful weapon.
Triss,
Oh, the head
please
cannon, the
understand.
rest.
The last thing I want to do is slaughter one of the most beautiful creatures I've ever
Right.
seen. Saskia is good incarnate. She's the exact antithesis of Eilhart and your former friends. They should be punished.
You're right. I just wanted...
I know what you wanted, and you're probably right in some way. But this time, logic and calculation are unimportant. If we have even the slimmest chance of breaking the spell and freeing Saskia, we need to try.
Let's get out of here.
Oh,
I guess Letho got away.
He's waiting for you.
Opa.
Where the Temerians made camp. Come on.
This is gonna be the next. Like, I hope this is a reveal that sort of throws me off again, like last minute, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know who to trust. This is legitimate, and the whole game, this game is wonderful and horrible for that. Like, I just don't know who to trust. Everyone's out to screw everyone, and not even screw them. It's just that there's a lot of double and triple playing going on, and so it gets to a point where you're like, I don't know, just survive, just make a choice to survive. That's how I play. I played Witcher 1 that way, and I played Witcher 2 that way, because I don't know. I'm going to be disappointed no matter what I decide. Something's going to go horribly wrong. What do you mean waiting?
What do you mean waiting? How do you know?
Utter chaos broke out after the dragon attacked. I tried to reach Philippa's quarters. A terrified man approached me in one of the alleys, gave me a letter and begged me not to harm him. He said it was for you. The letter was short. I'm waiting in the Temerian camp, Letho.
What happened here while I was gone?
All the kings had
Go
many
find
more
Letho.
armed men than they should have had at a peace summit. During the evacuation, several skirmishes broke out. The Kedwenis clashed with the Temerians. The Order's knights raped 2 sorceresses and killed those who dared try to help them.
Do you think the Council and Conclave will survive?
Well, they're established, and that's the only thing that prevented a wholesale massacre. Hard to say if they'll survive, but for the time being, no one's got any better ideas. Mages are part of this world, whether people like it or not. They have to have their rights, their place. Otherwise, another lodge will arise.
Okay. Let's... Well, he looks like he's in that direction, so I'm going to go in this direction. No. Come on, just go. Just... Am I honestly going to... Oh, what's this, though? Am I actually thinking about looting right now? Like, that's the last thing I need to be thinking about. There's no more looting. The game is over, man. Or is it? Or is it? Oh. Oh, maybe I do need to, Oh, there's a ramp right there. You know, Trish, sometimes it's difficult to see these things. Trust me. Follow me. Okay. What's with that stuff? Are these direct? Like, this is him painting direct? He can do this. Oh. There. That's so cute.
I think he's coming too.
Oh, bollocks. The whoreson's in agony. Won't be long now.
Look at that. The cleverest of
I have
elven
no idea what
bandits
happened
beaten
either.
burnt
Like,
like
I feel like I
ordinary
missed the whole
scum.
scene.
This is the handiwork of some mage. I'd wager my wife on it.
You shouldn't have taken that trinket. You know they'll ask what he had on him.
And you'll not peep a word. Understand?
Arrows come from nowhere. No.
Hey, you. Piss
Hey,
off. We've got a
how's it going?
dangerous prisoner here.
Okay.
A prisoner. Did you capture him?
None of your concern. Buzz off, freak.
Did that just turn into a fight without me,
Any
like...
idea what happened to Roach?
Oh.
Yes, Radovid tried to buy him off. I'm sure you can guess Roach turned him down.
Some things will never change.
Temeria might not be on the map of the North much longer, but as long as men like Roach are around, there is hope for its rebirth.
Don't pin that mess on me.
I don't intend to. You asked.
Okay. No, don't do it. Don't touch it. Can we... Here. No? Okay, so let's,
I smell a Temerian. Piss off, I said!
we're gonna talk
I'm warning you for the last time.
How'd you do?
Well, I mean... I'll be right back, Yorveth. I'm just checking to make sure. Yeah, I came from here. Okay, I can do nothing else. Okay, well, let's go back through here. Let's go back into here and then go, hey, bud. Hey, bud, you want to wake up? Bud. Bud, you want to wake up? What do you mean? I can't do anything about... No, I'm gonna see if I can provoke something here.
You asked for it.
Enough!
You asked for
Does
it.
it matter? I don't know. Screw it. Is the whole place gonna turn on us and then it's supposed to kill me? Or I just want Yorvith back. He belongs with us. He's my friend. Hey, hey! Leave it alone. You good, Triss? Yorvith. Yorvith,
Want
I've
to tell me
saved you,
what that
Yorvith.
was about?
It's Yorvith. I owed him that much.
Thank you.
I guess I missed quite a bit.
Yeah. Can you help him?
Yes. Please. Please.
I'm sorry, Geralt. This was high magic. Treating him will take time, maybe months.
I'm gonna miss the Kingslayer again. Stay with him, Triss. I'll be back for you when this
Oh.
is over.
Geralt.
This is between me and him.
Yeah, okay, I mean...
You don't have to.
I do.
Just in case.
He knows how I lost my memory.
The magic shield came down when the deliberations ended. I'll teleport Yorveth out of here, far away to Vergen.
All right.
Take care of yourself.
You take care of Yorvith. Alright. Let's go. We can do this. Snap a log, damn it. How bad could it be? This is creepy. This is creepy. And yes, people can get taken by these things. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I do want to maybe kill them. Hey guys. Did I have to come through this way? I mean, if you're cool, I'm cool.
This is no place for
witches.
witches.
Learn stuff. That's
Though I
all.
know you and you appear wherever something important happens.
True,
Yes.
though sometimes by accident.
And this time, also
Almost
a
always by
coincidence?
accident.
Let's say I have something to take care of.
In that case, hurry. Once we're done cleaning up this mess created by the royal soldiery, Loch Muin will be magically sealed.
Getting out of here?
Temporarily. We shall return soon enough to rebuild the city. Loch Muin will regain its former glory. Until that time, we need to keep the treasure hunters and troublemakers out.
So Radovid trusts you?
We shall win His Royal Majesty's trust by delivering Sheila de Tansarville and the other traitresses from the lodge.
You're not
The
going to find
Tansarville
Sheila.
will be a problem.
Admittedly, Sheila can be slippery as an asp, but we'll find her.
You don't get it, Carduin. Sheila de Tansarville's dead, killed by an unstable portal.
Shame. She was to be charged and tried.
Yeah, well,
She would have been convicted of her crimes.
Why does it sound like she was convicted before standing trial?
It would have been a formality, true, and at once a warning to other sorceresses.
Seems to me she led you down the garden path.
Forgive me, I must attend to some matters. And don't dawdle. The city will be sealed in 1
I will
hour.
dawdle as long as I please. Okay. You have a problem with that? If you have a problem with that, I'm gonna have a problem with you. You don't have a problem with me. Don't stop me from looting. I'm gonna loot. I'm gonna loot all of it. No, I don't need that loot. Get out of here. Oh jeez. Hey buddy, how you feeling? You feeling good? Hold on, before I go to him. A summit of mages alone on a sorcerer's summit, the Witcher would feel like a raftsman on a declamation contest. Luckily, Triss Marigold awaited him at the amphitheater entrance. It should not be surprising that our hero, being in league with the murderous Yorvith and having allegedly killed Foltest, had trouble entering the mages' summit. He was, in fact, attacked by soldiers. Willing or not, he had to deal with them first. The attendees, as politicians tend to, ramble on and could not reach an agreement. The summit was not, however, boring, because affairs of importance to the entire world were being discussed. I regret not being there, for Geralt forgot half of the speeches and misremembered the other half. Yet no one could forget the event that interrupted the summit, for a dragon in all of its majesty appeared over the amphitheater. Chaos ruled the bleachers. Guess who had to face the beast? Enter the dragon. Geralt ran from Sheila to Tanserville as fast as his legs could carry him. Ran forward. Did I say away? I don't remember what I said. He could hear the sorceress's voice in his head, and the more she said, the more he wanted to silence her. Yet Sheila, it was that whole trap. It was the whole Jorgen thing. That was it. It was the trap thing. Tarnished. Sheila for me forever. Use the Jordan. It was Jordan. yet Sheila held one more trump card, the dragon. Geralt spared the dragon's life. I thought it was dead. Or perhaps I should say spared Saskia, even though the sorceress may have still had a hold on her mind. In any case, it all played out in agreement with the witch's code, and it matters little if this code is a fiction or not, which forbids the slaying of sapient beasts. The dragon was not Geralt's true enemy, unlike Letho. It was with him that Geralt had a score to settle. Okay, that's it for that. Let's see if we can get a shield. Yeah, well, we have a Corduan. Corduan of Lan Exeter had once been a member of the Council of Sorcerers. Okay, to the coup. Partiality, teleporting back. Okay, after hearing the accusations against Sheila, Corduan demonstrated keen intuition and political savvy. He immediately demanded that she be removed from the conclave, thus proclaiming the newly formed institution's stance on the matter. It's like everyone's against everyone, and there's like so layered, man. And then we have Triss. Let's go up here. Yet the Witcher foiled this plan, wresting Triss from Nilfgaard in hands. Okay, we got that one. Triss had one more part to play, and a significant one at that. Thanks to her, the Tanserville's machinations were publicly revealed. The scene, now known as Triss Merigold accuses the lone witch of Kovir, passed into history and presently is one of the more common motifs in contemporary painting. Interesting. Kingslayer. Did I miss one up here? I don't know. I might have clicked one by accident. Or, I don't know, rolled past one. Now Geralt had only to confront the Kingslayer himself so that the man could confirm or deny the Witcher's suspicions. Only Letho knew the truth of the backroom intrigue, which had left the North running with the blood of kings. Now I shall let you... I should tell you about their final meeting and its conclusion. There's going to be a reveal there. There's got to be. Come on. What the? Did something glitch? Yep. After Foltest's death, Natalis temporarily served as regent of Temeria. As a patriot and a soldier, he was the ideal apolitical candidate for the position of Interrex. These same traits, however, meant that he lacked the support of powerful nobles and thus could not speak with a united voice for Temeria as a whole. And Sheila. The shocking truth about Sheila Tanserville and the more important pieces of the puzzle concerning her role in the events in the North would not be fully revealed for some time, but Geralt chanced upon the first clue of her complicity by pure coincidence. One of the dreams stolen by the Harpies pointed to her as the one who had commissioned the assassination of the King of Aedirn, Damavend. The sudden failure of the megascope had tragic consequences for Sheila, whose life came to a grisly end. As they say, magical travel can be hazardous to your health. Consult a doctor or a folk healer first. Is that why Geralt doesn't teleport? Because things like that can happen. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. That risk is stupid. And we have Henselt. The ruler could not have felt worse. Kicked in the crotch. Henselt eagerly engaged in another partition. Okay, Cadwyn and Redania divided their weakened neighbor, the Chaos Riddle Temeria. I wonder if that could have changed if Saskia was... well, I don't know. Maybe it was meant to be. All were surprised when Saskia appeared. The dragoness quickly demonstrated herself to be a lethal tool controlled by someone else. Though it was risky, the Witcher acted according to his own beliefs. The spell still held the dragoness, but Geralt chose not to kill her. No, because she could be saved. She could still be saved. One day, I mean, unless she's ordered to be self-destructive, but I would hope that the magic doesn't work that way. And one day, Geralt would be back. And he would save her. And that's my headcanon, and I'm sticking to it. And I don't care what anyone says. Okay, now, let's do this. Look at all that lootable. Okay, buddy. How are you gonna spin this around on me? Is that a memory curse? What is this?
Took you a while? Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope? Mm-hmm.
Oh.
My final prank.
I mean, of course.
I switched the diamonds.
The
one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it was.
Oh my gosh.
Good. Had she lived, she would have suffered more intensely and much longer.
Oh, so he was it a mercy?
She helped me quite a bit. Through naivety and pride. I would not have gotten far without her.
So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first, vodka.
Of course. Oh boy.
I suppose my throat's a little dry.
In that case,
that's a lot of trust there for an enemy. But oh, dude, you should let him drink first. What's wrong with you? That's not how it works, dude. And game's over. What was it? Didn't expect to see it go. It should have been reversed.
Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
The winter solstice, 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader. We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
Oh, so he stuck behind. He became a rider. She, Letho,
back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the Hanged Man's Tree and the Wild Hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Okay.
Tell me about Yennefer.
Yeah, let's start with
what happened after I departed.
She was feverish for several days, delirious, in agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
Right. Yeah.
What then?
How do they make it out?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums, trying to seduce orcs, trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire.
Yeah, I think for sorceresses.
And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, She got in trouble and we pulled her out.
Jesus.
And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Sarah, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly, but it was uneventful. No violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the Northern Kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the Lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace.
Okay.
Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. That's where my knowledge ends.
So she's in the Empire.
She was when I left.
Okay.
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Jesus.
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place.
Oh.
We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's Tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What did they want from you?
I've got an idea.
I know.
But that's not your concern.
This is the end of the game. This is all new information. Witcher 3, I guess? Setup? Why did you become an Imperial spy?
How did a Witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
Yeah,
at
fair
the
enough.
Emperor's bidding, Geralt.
Yeah,
he's
but
no ordinary human. The rulers of the North come up to about where his Pauline's end.
Oh.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper. The Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago. And Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities. Besides Seret and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
Why are you still here? Why did you wait for me this time?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me. And I don't aim to hide anymore. Fact is, only you know the truth about me. Well, and a couple of folks whose word isn't worth spit anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way. But if I have to fight you first, so be it. This story ends here and now.
What was it all about?
Care to
Yeah,
tell
man.
me what it was
Just
all
I need
about?
give me just a little bit more. Give me a little bit more.
Kill as many rulers as we could.
And then what?
Lay
For
the
what?
blame on the sorceresses.
Yeah.
Breed chaos.
Yeah.
Prepare the North.
Yeah.
Soften it before the invasion.
So the
You know
North, so
what's
that
incredible?
because the schools are at the end of
We
this,
could
the
not
school
have
of the Viper.
imagined more fertile soil. No matter what
Twist
the
everything
war's
up.
outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to
Oh wait.
come. The North resembles a whorehouse on fire.
So there's no.
As your friend Dandelion would say.
So this guy just wants everything to fall apart. I'm so curious about the assassinations. I need to know the whole picture. Oh shit.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
And you know what's incredible? No matter
Fertile
the North.
soil. Wait. I'm still curious about the assassination. Wow. Okay, let's do it.
How did you manage to contact Sheila?
It wasn't a problem once I
So
learned
much.
of the Lodge's existence.
Wrap up
Initially,
exposition.
she watched my every move.
Okay.
But sooner or later, everyone starts treating me like a big oaf. I mean, I can't change how I look. I stayed close to Sheila, killed a few beasts for her, and whined about how unhappy I was, how unfair the world was. So much, in fact, that I actually got her gander up a few times. I made sure a few potentially trustworthy witnesses saw us together, could link us. Security in case I was captured. I also prepared to assassinate the King of Kavir. Esterad Tyson was to be the first victim of the mysterious assassins. But before I could do the dirty deed, Sheila asked me to slay Demavend. The gods
This guy was already on the
smiled
mission.
upon me. I
Then he
couldn't
just took
believe
advantage
my
of the pieces
luck.
on the board.
Here I've been trying to figure out how to frame Sheila. And now all I needed was to carry out her orders and follow through.
Fuck. Oh, damn,
Where'd you get
man.
your information about the Lodge?
From the Emperor and Vatir de Rideau, the Emperor's chief spy. And I believe they got it out of Yennefer.
She recovered her memory?
Nah. I'd never claim she informed on her friends consciously. I expect they found a way to tap into her memory in spite of her amnesia, and without her knowing it. There was a sorcerer present when I was questioned. A young, proud intelligence officer. Whatever the case, they gave me a list of the sorceresses in the lodge. Only Emir, Vatir, and I were present. Only we knew of the mission.
How do you manage to slay Demavend?
Sheila's magic. I mean, she could give us the king's every move. His habits, the positions of the palace guards, anything. All we had to do was navigate the labyrinth and land the final blow. Besides, she had plenty of gold for the preparations. Greased palms abundantly. It had all the makings of a cakewalk. But it's never that easy. We barely avoided our pursuers. And we wouldn't have if not for Yorveth Skoyatel, another of Sheila's ideas. With Yorveth's elves, not only did we cut down Demavend, but traveling with them put us out of the Lodge's reach. We could calmly plan Foltest's and Hensel's assassinations.
Damn, man. I mean, I'm trying to find a reason, man.
How did you know Foltest would come to the monastery's solar?
Yorveth and I planned Foltest's murder. The King of Temeria would have to deal with the Lavalette sooner or later, and he made no secret of it. I was sure he'd want to recover his bastard children in the process.
Oh.
And where do they take the children when a castle's under siege? I had to become a monk.
Oh my
but I couldn't
gosh.
just arrive at the monastery and claim I'd seen the light. Not very believable.
Oh my gosh.
So
This
one
guy's
of Arian's
committed to the
patrols
role,
out in
man.
the
This
forest
guy does not mess around.
happened on a Scoia'tael unit torturing a
You lucky
helpless
again?
monk. Arian's brave men drove off the elves, and I found shelter in the monastery.
Oh, wow.
No one noticed you had no wounds?
I
What?
paid the
Look at
monk
his
who treated
head,
me a
man.
lot of orange to stay silent.
Oh.
Actually, it was only a loan, because I killed him later.
Oh.
Only the dead can keep a secret.
Oh.
Then all I had to do was wait for the situation to develop. When I saw you enter the chamber with Foltest, I thought I might fail. Luckily, you failed. To recognize an old friend.
Yeah, but dude. Dude.
When did you decide to get rid of Yorvith?
As soon as I realized I couldn't manipulate him. A true fox, that one. He was so observant, so dangerous. I got the sense he might see through me at any moment.
You made a mistake. You were untouchable as long as the Scoia'tael were protecting you.
Maybe, but with Yorveth, my hands were tied. If I'd finished off Kieran...
But you didn't. And that allowed me to drive a wedge between you and Yorvith. I forced you to flee.
And I let you live. You know I could have killed you.
What?
You're forgetting.
Not easy.
I remember. So Sheila was looking for you
list.
when she came to Flotsam.
Mm-hmm. She thought she was still in control and wanted to get rid of me. I'd bet my eyes that she thought I'd lost my mind, or that Yorveth was manipulating me.
And the North descended deeper into chaos.
Exactly. There was just one problem. You. I could have killed you in the Elven ruins. Thing is, you weren't really my enemy.
God, this is a tricky... I mean, it's not, and it is, you know? You felt the
You
slay.
screwed up with Henselt.
Sabrina's curse tore that down.
Depends on how you...
First off, we got holed
seek
up
or
in that
make-
hideout in the ravines. Then Sheila showed up and started watching Henselt like he was her own ass. By that time, his death was no longer necessary. Fate had smiled upon us again. I learned of the summit and the efforts to reconstitute the council and conclave. The
This
ideal
guy just takes
setting
opportunities as they
for
get
the
presented,
mission's
man.
grand finale.
He just rolls with it. And let's go back to the end from the Wild Hunt. No, I think that's it. So the grand finale is...
Care to tell me what it would...
And you know
is, let's finish this.
I'm done talking. Let's finish this.
I mean, he wants to walk, but at the same time,
Vodka
it's
left in
like...
that bottle?
A swig apiece. Here.
What? Oh, are we not fighting? Because it's like, depends how you play your Geralt, you know, and how you see things. And if you're like, well, I don't, he's killed humans. Well, yeah, he's killed humans. But all this political stuff, and he's like, I don't know, is this really like his business at the end of the day?
Pure
there's a
pandemonium
Kingslayer?
will ensue. The North
He should
finished.
care, but he...
Time to go south.
Not his
where
business,
the good
you know?
life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
Oh, see,
I'm
I
not
feel
your
it. I feel the
foe.
spirit.
I never was.
You know,
Let me walk away and I will.
oh, this might be
You'll
a
never
choice.
see me again. Force me to fight.
You won't,
And
though.
this time I'll kill you.
But... and he'll likely keep going, but again, is that a witch's business? It really, not in my head. It doesn't feel like that's what the business is. So I'm gonna say
I've
no.
learned all I wanted to know.
You
I
give me
can
my,
feel the
my memories
coming
back. Well,
Your death won't change a thing. Go where you will.
Just like that. No threats. No words of wisdom.
Geralt is a man of
You
few
going
words,
or
man.
not?
But
Farewell, Geralt.
I mean, we'll see if we meet and if the conditions are. If the conditions are such that makes us enemies that have to fight to the death, and so be it. But in a condition like this, where he's like, I don't want to fight you. This isn't how it, okay, then I mean, Geralt for me is just like a, all right, fair enough. Like, leave it to the kings and to the nations and to all this other nasty stuff that goes on. These layers of bullshit. I just want to kill monsters. I want to drink. I want to fist fight, arm wrestle, play cards, play dice. And be with Triss. But now there's Yennefer. I gotta figure out this whole Yennefer business. Did that look like a normal bug to you, or did I have like a weird little light on the back when the wings opened up? Like it was some sort of spy. Better not have been a spy. Alright, well. That felt like a pretty peaceful ending. No crazy fight. We got old friends and to be continued.
Along the way, he had met both the righteous and scoundrels. Bernard,
well, let's see where this goes. Well, this dick.
Laredo sold Flotsam to Kedwin and scattered the local non-humans to the four winds.
Oh. Oh. I mean...
Flotsam became a military base. Its civilian population was resettled.
And getting kicked in the head by soldiers. Congratulations.
The Witcher witnessed Saskia the Dragon Slayer achieve a great victory.
Oh.
The Pontar Valley, previously Upper Eddard, became a promised land for outcasts who dared
she came through and did well for herself. Look at that.
Old Zoltan Chive came to believe in this land of bliss. Yet dark times approached for the architects of the New Order. Dark clouds have been gathering over Temeria since Foltest's death.
Oh,
stripped of its king, the land was like a rich cloth which nobles began to shred. These minor scavengers, however, scurried off in fear when true predators reached out for their prize. The summit at Loch Muin sealed the fate of Foltest's realm, when Radovid of Redania and Henselt of Kedwin divided it between them.
That got settled.
Years before, Geralt of Rivia had witnessed the fall of the Council and Conclave of Mages. The summit in Loch Muin re-established both bodies. Their founders sacrificing Sheila de Tanzerville and her accomplices. Yet Radovid also required humility and loyalty from the proud mages, but this did not sit well with all of them. It was a time of great uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the days seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in the laps of the muses.
Of course you did.
Who could have known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
Look at that. It's like they always know what the next game might be, man. And then... Well, that never happened, but that's disgusting. Yeah, and then they seed it right at the end, like the epilogue. They give it just enough to go, this could continue, or this is going to be something bigger, you know? And that always feels like something, yeah, like a fuller story and like a trilogy. It almost feels like a novel trilogy because it's been 3 games. Besides, like, did they have 3 games planned this whole time? And I don't know. Feels really well put together from a big, like a broad picture point of view. I think sometimes the interconnecting pieces trip up, like the quests sometimes don't flow. Like they hit each other like the wrong, like that. Just I talked about in other games, but like it's when you're on the momentum of something that feels like a priority to do. And then if you do it, you lose like 50% of that part of the game. Like I feel like it could have happened here. I could have avoided all of those side missions. All of them. I think that as soon as you go down that one path, it would have been, what, 3 or 4 steps to get to either getting Marigold or Philippa. And then that would have set off the next piece. Like, Marigold was right away ready for that I could have just set that off like 5 hours ago. So that to me feels a little weird because you could do it, but at the same time, it feels like you've created a lot of game content that is just meaningless. What's the other one? I have conflicting feelings about missions that they exist in your quest log, and then you do something and it doesn't feel related at all. It happened in this game, right? And then you do something and then mission is closed and you're like, but I don't even know the context behind why that would have closed. Like I could not have predicted to play that out from a meta perspective any differently, because there was no context behind that flow, behind those dependencies. And what that does from an experience, like I like it because it's like, no, you're kind of just naturally playing the game and then things happen and that's the experience. You play the game again, right? But for someone who doesn't want to play the game again, or play it a few times, like not 20 times, maybe play it twice, you know, when that happens, or let's go for the extreme. You want to play a completionist run. Your first run is completionist. It's blind, but it's completionist, and I know that becomes difficult to do, right? Especially in these kinds of games. But the experience then is like, oh, I've lost this quest. Now I have to reload. And that reload can be 15 minutes. It can be half an hour. It can be an hour. It could be 3 hours. Like, who knows? Who knows what might have, not 3 hours, because there'll be auto saves and stuff. But you know what I'm saying? It's like that's just you replaying whole chunks of game, and then the flow gets broken. So if you're talking about, like, you know, keeping the flow consistent so that you're in that experience and everything makes that sort of continuity sense, then you sort of want to minimize the disruptions along the way. The alternative is you create games that have that disruption built in as part of the experience, because it's just expected. Things can happen. You have to redo things, like at Dark Souls we've talked about in this game and in the comments, right? Where it's like, that's from a tactical perspective, from a combat perspective, you just kind of just drill that one thing that gets you stuck until you're done, and then you move on to the next thing, and that becomes part of the game, and that makes it, that's good, it's defined up front. I'm thinking of other games where I know there are games out there, I can't think of any right now, where redoing things is part of the game. But yeah, reloading, this game does it in a way where, like, a decision that you make and then hours later, like, something could happen, you're like, damn it. I might have to roll this back like 4 hours or 5 hours if I wanted, like, in some cases 10 hours, 15 hours, like, for me to, like, really, like, this game in particular, I'd have to go back 20 hours, like 2/3 of the game, which is, I guess, the intent here is that you do the Yorveth and then you do the Roach one, and then you get another 2/3 of a game, which is, again, great. It's actually a great design. But if you're doing it as a single play, complete, no, it's just, you don't. That's not, this game is not for that. You have to play those 2 runs. You gotta know, especially if you're a completionist. Yeah, but so that's at the high level. But I'm more talking about the quest where you do something and it's like, I didn't mean to do that out of order. I felt like that happened with, what was it one? It doesn't matter for me, like, bring them up, like. But you know the one. For me, it happened like a couple days ago, because I grinded this for the last couple days until I was, because I felt like it was close, but then I thought last night I played till 4 in the morning on a work night. It was rough, but I thought I could get to the end, and I could have if I didn't do all that extra bonus stuff. I could have just. This took an hour. This would have been my hour 2 last night instead of hour 3 to 4. Anyways, I love this art, by the way, too. Anyways, what was the quest I was talking about? It was the one. That doesn't matter. Who cares? You know the one. Though Baltimore. I felt like if I got the Baltimore quest done before I went back to that Prince scene, maybe a little scene would have happened differently. But then, you know, I'm saying that out loud now, and I'm like, I don't know, I got to the end of the game here, and I'm like, what did that matter, though? You would have gotten, maybe an extra scene. Maybe you wouldn't have been taken away by the dwarves, but probably that 3rd act scene would still have happened. He'd still be talking in front of the account, like the, you know, the thing. And yeah, so... and maybe it doesn't matter. It's just like little tweaks and differences of how things get presented, but the overall effect felt like it didn't really matter. Like, so Sasha, why do I keep forgetting her name? Like, Sasha, man, is it now? I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what could have been different there outside of you could have healed her if you say Philippa. I kind of assumed that one, and then but then she still comes out of it, and Vergen still. It's fine. So I feel like the alternative, like, I don't know what would have happened to, I can't see the alternative for, oh my god, come on, man, Triss for Marigold. Where if you don't go for Marigold, though, what the hell? Because she's getting tortured and stuff like that. So when does she get freed? Hopefully there's like, I don't know, but it's a couple plays here. Because then if like the game does, there's like 2 or 3 decisions you can, there's like the main one you do, the Yorveth versus Roche, but then there it seems like, I felt like I counted 2 times where I felt like I'm making a decision here. Maybe this third one, but that would have been right at the end, so who cares? You just have an extra fight, I would presume. What are the 2 choices I'm thinking of? There's the Triss and Philippa one. And then it's the... Oh, well, you could have killed the dragon. Oh, if you killed the dragon, that would have changed the ending, because how would she have done the Vergen thing? Okay, so yeah, there might be 2 or 3 after that main choice that happened too. So, yeah. What that makes 16 different endings? I don't know. Well, not quite, because if you do the Roche, you don't do the Yorveth. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to figure out the math while I'm talking through the credits. I always talk through the credits because I always feel like things are going to happen at the end, and I just want to... It's almost happened every game. So yeah. So yeah, Witcher 3. It'll come sometime in 2020. So whenever you're watching this, I don't know how, don't know when that will be. So it's going to be a long game, and I want it to be the main game. The main game I play, like the main focus game I play for 2020 is likely going to be Witcher 3. Because of how long it's going to be, I'm not going to play it on easy. Don't worry. Because I'm gonna experience Witcher 3. Do you know what I mean? It's like the last game in the line, and now I'm sort of catching up to like the more modern games, because even that game is not very modern anymore. But I think from what I hear, it still very much holds up. And so yeah, and then there'll be stuff mixed in between Witcher 3, but that'll be the one that it's gonna be like a half casual, because I'm gonna get to it because I'm just gonna know. If I look back to some of those old Dragon Age series, they were long. And, yeah. I don't want to grind those anymore. It's not fatigue. It's like I get so much in my head that then I can't really do other things outside. I can't explain it. Like, yeah, not to talk about other games while I'm talking about the credits for Witcher 3. What else can I talk about for the game? I mean, the armor designs I thought specifically were spectacular, and I only started changing the armor around near the end of the game just because I felt like the armor was so good. That would be the negative criticism, and I think Witcher 1 did the same thing, which again, it's negative, but I sort of enjoy it because it allows me to just do the game and do the story and just get through the game like a story and not have to deal with all the RPG fantasy, like the kind of tropey stuff that's in these kinds of games, which are great for those games, but sometimes I just want to play a story, and I loved Witcher 1 for that. I do love Witcher 2 for that. But it is a negative criticism from the sense of there's this beautiful stuff in the game. But the tiering of it doesn't seem to flow correctly. Like by the time you pick something up at some later point in the game, you might have gone through hell to get this thing or to make this thing. And then it's like, oh, it's not better than that thing I got like 20 hours ago, that it's just things like that. Like it's happened in a couple of games now, and that I notice it right away because I'm like, well, what was the point of that? Because then I'm like, why would I have? Then it makes crafting like not really significant and all that stuff. Although I did enjoy it near the end. I love the crafting in Witcher 2, even though I didn't do it because I was on easy. But I would have enjoyed it because it was way simpler than Witcher 1. That's not even by comparison. You can't even compare. You can't. So if Witcher 3 does this or better, even better, I mean, I don't know how you can get better than this. This was pretty slick. So this would be great for Witcher 3. Crafting like this would be great for Witcher 3. Totally on board for that. Yeah, what else? Yeah, it's just and then the quest flow. I wish the quest flow was done in a way that just allowed you, like Inquisition did the best-ish quest flow. In my mind, just anything that sort of goes, here's this thing, here's a bunch of things that you should focus on first, and then there's like here's subquests on this thing, just ways for you to understand what the flow of the quests are, even though it takes away some of that dynamic play, just that not dynamic, organic play where you just do things and things happen, and that's the experience, and you play it again, and that's cool. But completionists out there are like, no. That's kind of how I just see games. So I come into games expecting to just go, I just want to experience the full game right now, blind, because if I'm done playing the game, then I open myself up to potential spoilers, because then it's like I've cleared the game, so I'm not going to protect myself from spoilers anymore, and I might stumble on these things anyways, and it's like, well, then why would I play the game? Because now I'm stumbling on the things that I would have experienced for the first time if I just experienced them for the first time. I'm rambling on too much about this, I know. You guys hear me talking about this through the LP. Yeah, I talk about it in the comments. But yeah, those are my thoughts there. What else can I say about I love the relationship with Triss. I wish it was more, I would say. You lose her for a good chunk of the game, and it becomes your motivator from a narrative perspective, which I get. And I just jumped right into that. But then again, they give you that as like a narrative point that you can like latch onto, but then you don't have to latch onto it. That's the other thing the series does great, is like these things, they kind of give you, in my head, like, because I'm looking for certain story beats to kind of tell a story, and so I'm gonna hook into those beats because I want to experience this story. But these games are also like, or don't care, or do whatever you want. Just, yeah, make whatever decisions you want and just have an experience out of it. It doesn't have to, it'll still tell a story, but it's more like an experience. I sometimes have to explain the difference between this for tabletop players, and experiences, and even like when you see like the streams online, right, is that there are players that play tabletop for the experience of tabletop and the dynamics of player to player, player to NPC, player to non-player, and building relationships and changing the world around them and letting that stuff sort of build slowly and feel like you're a part of it. You know, you're contributing to this world creation. And then there's players that want the story. They'll want to tell the story. They want their character to go through a development arc. They want to have both driven by them, but driven with the assistance of the game master, or maybe two characters will have something like that going on, and they're driven purely by what are the beats, the development beats, and then they're okay with like switching characters. They get to the end, they retire, they go to their last fight, and maybe they win, maybe they die, but maybe their death, if they die, their death becomes meaningful to some other story for some other character's development or something. And it's all very structured in that way, and it's a hard balance to get players that will be aligned to one of those two things only. There's always gonna be a mix of that, especially if you like playing with like different people and stuff like that. You kind of have to sign up. You have to sign up for a certain type of play. The GM also kind of drives a lot of that stuff. A GM can drive a lot of the storytelling kind of flow to the world, to kind of the world experience, but and guide character development the same way, without feeling like they're kind of like putting the character on rails, like giving the character all the control, but still like an Assassin's Creed, for example. Like, you play the game, there's a track to it, but you kind of go, you can do whatever you want. You can do, I don't know how the later games work, but same RPG games, right? Like, you can do the main quests, but you can do all these other things too, and it's a mix of those two ideas. Whereas I could see like a replay of this game, man, you could probably play this game in, oh my god, I don't know, 18 hours, 20 hours. I could on easy. I think this game is clearable in like 16 to 20 hours without a doubt, because I didn't need all the levels I didn't have to use any of the extra stuff, right? So if you just wanted to experience the story, very easy game to do that with, so that the replayability is there from a story perspective. You're like, I'm gonna do it this way, and then ramp through it with easy, ramp through it with the other side with easy, and then you can start going, okay, let's go to normal, let's go to hard, or let's go straight to hard, because now you've experienced the game. And you're looking for the challenge, you're looking for the technical challenge, because you get the story and you've experienced that piece of it. So a lot of flexibility with this one. Yeah, it's cool. What else can I say? The codexes were cleaner. I can appreciate that. A little redundant. I think I talked about that during the LSP, but worth mentioning too. I always have like pros and cons. So it's like well designed. They gave you information in at least 3 different tracks, which if you read this stuff, you're going to get what the general idea of a lot of the points are going on. The part I couldn't adapt to very easily, which you could see in the Wraith part. I didn't know like at that moment I was like, I have no idea what these names represent anymore. I don't know which rulers they are, of which time period, of which, like, it's just, for me, it was too much all at once. And at that you know, because of the way I have to do the Let's Plays, it's not like in a sitting. It's not over a weekend where that stuff might have been fresh. It was over weeks, like 6 weeks. So sometimes 2-3 weeks passed, and it's like, I have no idea. I have no idea. I know these people. I know the names. If I read about them in context with a codex, or someone's talking and they say the name, I'm like, yeah, that king. And that's a part of the reinforcement that has to happen the more times you hear it. So the game does that well if you keep on going back to read these things over and over and over again. If you read them and then you've read them 15 hours ago, 10 hours ago, right? And that was 2 weeks ago. Then it's like 15 hours a game, but 2 weeks ago, then you're like, it's a lot of information. Some people, you know, can pick up that stuff on that first go, but political, like stuff that has a lot of political dynamics and names flying around in any literature is, they call it, it's advanced literature at that point, because it's not, there's a way to grade it. I forget what the terminology is for this stuff, but there's a threshold where just like let's say the 80-20% rule, right? Is like 80% of the people are just, they're not going to pick up on very rich tapestry, like very very compact world building, all in one, like push, like bang, you just, like it drops on you. This is why movies, or like the Marvel cinematic universe or things like that, you have to build things slowly, and then all of a sudden you have that 80% of people who are like, they know nothing about comics. Let's use Marvel movies, right? They can come to their 20th movie and they're good. They're good to go. They got it, you know, they got the world that all those movies have built around those properties. And the same thing happens with novels. You got to take it slowly. You got to introduce things. You know, there's no real rule on it, but there's a certain kind of understanding that if you make a movie about one main villain, make it one main villain, or if that villain is like the country, make it the country, and then the people that are the villains of them, don't make them so big that they become as important as the country in that dynamic. The challenge needs to be very clear for the hero's journey. And that's what the whole Act 2 in storytelling is, which happens in these games. Is you hit Act 2 and it's like, now you can go anywhere, you can explore, you can talk to these people, you pick up more companions, you get to know their backstory. That's in movies, that's in comics, that's in story. That's storytelling. And so what you do during that time is you seed all of the world building bits that you want to maybe stick, not to stick, but to maybe stick, because the reason why that's always at the front part of Act 2 is because it's mostly forgotten. And this has been tracked over the decades. And yeah, and it's just recognized as, if anyone's going to get up to go to the bathroom in a movie, it's when the Act 2 part happens. If someone's going to be at that psychological state where they're going to check out for a bit, because they're kind of like, they've gotten through the prologue, they've gotten all the setup, you know what your challenges are, and then there's a point where your brain is just like, okay, I've got, like, because the setup of a story, you got to give the person, like in a game like this, you got to give, or a movie or a novel or whatever, you try to give the people all the pieces that are going to matter for the next length of the experience. But there's a point where, like, you have to give so much up front, but then you don't want to exhaust the person's ability to absorb all of it. And so what you do is you pull back as a creator and you go, okay, now just enjoy this world and the flow of things. Go about things at your own pace, and when you're ready to come back in, we're going to hit you up with this, like the pinnacle, so that it's like halfway point through the Act 2. You're going to hit them with something that goes, okay, remember all the stuff we set up at the prologue and Act 1. Okay, let's come back to us now. Now you got all this fleshy bits. You got all the kind of world building bits that kind of support very slow, very like subtly, the stuff that are going to be the beats past Act 2 to Act 3. What this game did is it ramped the fuck up when it came to all of those dynamics. Woo! And it wasn't just people to people. It's like, it's the people represented orders, and the orders were part of nations, and the nations were doing their thing, and the people of the wow, it got fragmented. So I certainly with replays that will all flesh out, because again, it feels like a lot, but then even when I think about it, and if I were to logically break it down, I'm like, well, no, there's about a dozen things that really matter. It just feels so grand, you know, and it happens so quickly that it overwhelmed me in any case. From I mean, Dragon Age did the same thing. It took me how many? I was gonna say like hundreds of hours. It's not hundreds, but dozens of hours. I mean, yeah. I mean, Dragon Age Origins, I wasn't like, I still didn't grasp everything. Dragon Age 2 got a little better, and then Dragon Age 3, that was, you know, again, couple, like over 100 hours in that one. But then I felt like got it. But that was like all told 300 hours worth of 300 of gameplay, and then there's the editing, there's the review, there's the commenting, there's the back and forth thing, right? Maybe 1,000 hours put into Dragon Age as a setting. Okay, now I'm good. Now I feel like I have my own ideas that aren't even part of the setting. I feel like that could happen with Witcher. I'm gonna buy all the books. I'm gonna buy all the books. There's a lot of them. They're big-ish, I think. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I've got the trades. I've got 2 of the trades. I don't know how many there are. So I'll buy all that. I'll read all of that. I'm sure there's that's the thing. It's like the order of how you experience that content back in Witcher 1. I felt like these games aren't done in a way where it fits in to them cleanly. It's like stuff in one book. It's just that the game just takes inspiration from things, and there's no real continuity. So I am worried about reading something ahead of the games. Part of me just wants the game experience to be the game experience. I don't care about the continuity from a holistic perspective, because then I'll just experience the novels as the novel continuity, you know. Games as a game continuity, and that's what's weird about the game, again, from comments in Witcher 1, is that the game has a continuity, but the game, at least Witcher 1 and a little bit of Witcher 2, they sort of anticipate, you know, stuff from the novels and, you know, stuff from the lore, so that it can reinforce stuff that's going on in your game experience. And I thought that was a bad design decision, a bad game design decision, because yes, you can aim towards that thoroughness as being your gaming target audience, but that's you do that, and you're basically opening them up to then ruin parts of your game. And there's a relationship there between books and game that they should have been way more separate, this should have been more standalone. And I also get that the first game was kind of made on a small budget, and so maybe they didn't think. I haven't read the history of CD Projekt Red. I think I remember this from a comment, but so they didn't really think it was going to be this thing. It was this game made in Poland, and then it became a huge hit. And now it's maybe like Witcher 3 maybe is going to pull that back a little bit, and it's going to go. Don't spoil anything for Witcher 3, obviously. But my speculation here would be from a development perspective, because they have gotten big. They've gotten the respect of their audience. They have the support, you know. And now it's like, let's get these new people in, but do it in a way where they don't have to read the backlog of Witcher content and then potentially spoil things. And maybe the game is going to go, okay, this is the video game universe, and they're going to take some liberties maybe with how they're doing things. Yeah. So that's not necessarily the book. I don't know. I don't know if that came from a comment or I'm speculating off of an insinuation. I don't know. But I hope that's the direction they took, just so that it can be, more standalone. Wow, these credits went a long time, and I didn't think I'd talk so much about just anything. I mean, I rambled so much so that it's made me hungry. So now I'm talking over my growling stomach. So I don't know if I should just cut around the last part of this. Like, I'll sit here and see it through. But at one point, I think I looked at the screen. I started seeing just I think it was Russian. I'm like, wait. You guys are doing translation. You're doing the what's it called? You're doing the credits in every language that you release this game in? Is that what we're doing? Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about from a game perspective. The environments were beautiful. They had to have been ahead of their time. 2015 Skyrim was pretty, but I had to add mods to it to get it to look like this game. 2000, like future mods. So what would that be? 2006? I don't remember. But I with mods, I've seen it look as pretty as this game. Between the foliage, the water, the lighting, like the environmental, the rain was spectacular in this game. Skyrim didn't have that out of box. They had a lot of great stuff out of box. The remake of Skyrim, again, the foliage got cranked up. Like, it looks really good. The God Rays in Skyrim, the remastered, looks really good. The lighting, to the point where I mean, maybe the mods for environments would still crank that up, because the development team is taking performance into consideration. When you go for mods, you're like, modders don't care. It's like, whatever system you got here, if you can, try to run this, you know, just put it on, tax your system, but it's going to be better. But they're not taking your performance metrics into consideration when they do that, for the most part. But yeah, I would put this as the best looking game so far, in terms of, I mean, relatively speaking. I mean, I am taking its age into consideration. I'm saying for the year. It's compared to games that came out 3, 4, 5 years later. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what 5 years later, because this came out in 2012. So 3 to 4 years later. Inquisition was pretty, but nothing like no. Because it's a different style. I mean, like, granted, fair enough. Oh, here, we reached the end, guys. 2011. So this 2011 game. Okay, 5 years. Yeah. Crazy talk. Okay, so let's see if this was if this led to anything here. Led to us getting anything new. Didn't the last game have that clip of the Kingslayer assassination happen after the credits, didn't it? Or I could just watch this part play out with no credits rolling. Should I move my mouse? Or are we waiting for the song to end? What am I doing right now? Oh. No, I think I have to do something. I need to click. Oh, so there was nothing? Maybe I can cut around some of that banter. No? I'm gonna wait one more minute. Oh! It's like in you. What did I say? But damn, that took a long time. Okay, granted, I could have cut around a lot of that. It's the last episode. You guys could speed through it if you want. It's got to be a Wild Hunt thing. No? It's got. I mean, I know there's a DLC for 3 called the Wild Hunt. So that storyline's gonna be next. And even that was great because they seeded it, you know. But they didn't resolve any of it. They just seeded it. And let it kind of just be its thing. And obviously they knew they were going to keep going. So, yeah. You look tired, dude. Like me. 4 hours of sleep, man. Starving. I don't know if I'd walk on that bridge, but okay. Do you? They're not spectral riders. Nope, they got a banner. Oh, who's that again? Who's that? Oh, the North. Aren't they the sun ones? Ow. Oh. Oh, that's a dead dude. That looks like... Looked like there's a purge going on. Oh, they didn't kill everybody. Are we gonna get any context here about... Oh, yeah, no, it's just them coming in. What? Oh. Wait, does that mean they're coming from the south into the north? Yes. Oh. Oh, sorry. The north is where we were. Oh, okay. Alright, so that's what we learned near the end there, is that shit's going to go down. The world as we know it nears its end, yet the past remains the key to the future. And with that, that is another one down. Thanks for joining on this Let's Play. It was a lot of fun. It's a lot shorter than I thought. I thought this was going to be a longer game. But again, if you play that the second run of it for the 2/3 of the game with Roach, then it'll last some time. That'll come later. I do love this world. I love it's different enough that makes it stand out. And I'm looking forward to Witcher 3. So I'll catch you in the next series. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace.